some of our first responders that were responding to this mess. And as you can see, he's wearing no protective gear at all and basically walking around in this material. So our first responders really were put in harm's way, which is really unfortunate, and they will be having health effects from this. And there's another picture of a gentleman who seems really happy to be handling this material that may end up killing him in the future. As you can see, that these workers were not properly informed about what they're dealing with. Otherwise, both of these gentlemen would be wearing respirators. And again, this picture was taken on a day where a few hours after this, the levels were so high that they had to be evacuated. Now, I want to show you this little message from Exxon. I don't know if this has been playing in this area, but it's been playing on our local TV channel down in Central Arkansas. So this is pretty self-explanatory too.
The first thing I want to say is how sorry I personally am that we had this event in this community. I know I speak for myself and for Exxon Pipeline Company that we regret this incident occurred and the inconvenience that we caused to the people that live here.
We're throwing every resource we have at our availability to this. We want to get this done and get folks back into their homes and get this community back to normal.
We have to take care of the environment, so we are working to try to get things channeled and picked up and addressed as quickly as we can. We are going to be here until this job is finished, until we've cleaned up and we've made things back right again.
I want people to know that their concerns are my concerns, and we're going to meet their needs. To us, this is a big deal. We are responsible, and we have brought the resources to the table to make things right.
So I'll let you draw your own conclusions from that. Certainly not something I like to see on TV. Okay, so that's Exxon's message. And then we've got some messages on social media from some people who live in the area. This is from a woman who sent me a private message. She lives about a mile away from the rupture site and has been greatly affected. She says she feels like she's on a very narrow bridge with big old clown shoes on. And all of this, has a big old smile on her face for the sake of Ed, who's her husband, who has cancer, and he's who we would put in our vulnerable category. And also, her father has just passed away, so she's having to deal with a lot right now. She says at the end she hopes someone's listening because she's got no response from the health department or ADQ or Exxon to try to help her out. And she actually has seeks legal counsel right now. And then another woman, this woman she's going to be featured in our film on fracking. She was displaced from the Fayetteville Shale and had to move her entire family to from the Fayetteville Shale to the Bologna area. And her parents live near Mayflower, about a mile away, and they've been having severe health effects. And she just, she expresses to me how she's just super stressed out, having to deal with, multiple environmental disasters. And she points out some of our concerns that, the Attorney General's office and the health department is not tracking symptoms. They're not treating people. So, she points out that her parents, until she actually read them the MSDS sheet from Exxon, which outlays what the material is and what's actually in the material and what the health effects are, that, they just thought they were having a stomach virus or the flu. And until she actually read them the symptoms, they finally, woke up and realized that it was a direct result of their exposure. And they were sent to a hotel and immediately felt better within 24 hours. And actually, since she sent me this message, her parents are now living with her because after having gone to the emergency room, Conroe Regional Hospital told them do not go back to the area. It's unsafe. So her parents are now living with her in Bologna. So both families, one has been displaced from the Fayetteville Shale and the other being displaced from Mayflower Woolsville. And then there's a really good Facebook page if you're on Facebook to keep up with what's going on. It's called the Mayflower Arkansas Woolsville. And a woman I know posted this video of her dog who got out into the oil and was having some really terrible effects. So I'm going to show you that video right now. And this made me cry the first time I watched it.
What the Woolsville was doing to my dog.
You can see he's just
progressive with that part.